Buongiorno a tutti cari amici, buongiorno, buonasera, buon pomeriggio, buonanotte, ovunque voi siate, buongiorno, benvenuti alla diretta di Piazza Square Italiano del mercoledì. Come tutti i mercoledì siamo in diretta. Cosa vuol dire in diretta? Significa live, significa dal vivo. As we do every Wednesday, we are live for 1 hour doing grammar. Okay? Grammar is boring. It's not for me. It's not boring for me. I love it. But for many students, it's boring. So what I invented? A grammar live show that tries to make it fun. Quindi io farò di tutto per rendere la grammatica divertente, perché so che per tanti studenti è noiosa. Come funziona? Adesso lo spiego. How does it work? I'm gonna explain it now. But first of all, let me greet all the friends that I have online. E iniziamo con Woody dalle Hawaii, grande! Diane di Gennaro, ciao! Scott, grande Scott, sei tornato! Jeff, grandissimo! Cindy, complimentoni Cindy! Ciao Paola! E Susan Singleton, Susan grandissima! Ciao Ed, Bonnie, Debbie! Katie, buongiorno a tutti, ciao Katie, Lori Leto. Chissà oggi se Lori sta guidando. You know, Lori usually either joins the classes while she's working or while she's driving. So I'm wondering which one of the two is today. Katie, grande Katie Caselli, certo, la conosciamo. Abbiamo Kemel, ciao Kemel, da New York. Carlos, da Napa Valley, Mirek, Pamela dalla Florida, Brian, ciao a tutti, Austino, grande Austino, Michael, ciao a tutti, ciao Michael, guarda che eleganza, how classy Michael, I love your profile picture, fancy, nice. Mary Schmidt, ciao Mary, e Marianna, grandissima la nostra cara Marianna. Allora, dai, come funziona la nostra... Ah, ok, lavoro, she's working. Quindi non c'è mai una volta che Lori si collega da casa. Lei o lavora o guida. Quindi, allora, come funziona la diretta? Io ho preparato tante domande di italiano, tanti esercizi di italiano che tra l'altro adesso sto aprendo sul mio computer e li facciamo insieme. Il livello sarà misto, quindi ci saranno delle domande di livello intermedio, delle domande di livello principiante. Cercheremo di mantenere un po' il tutto misto così che tutti i nostri amici si possano divertire. Ok? Questo è l'obiettivo di oggi, è divertirci insieme e imparare la grammatica. Quindi fatemi spiegare anche in inglese real quick. I have a lot of exercises, grammar exercises that I prepared for you. The level will be mixed, so there will be some intermediate questions, some beginner questions. If the questions are too difficult for your current level, don't feel overwhelmed. Okay? If you are not able to answer correctly or to understand which is the right tense that you should use, it doesn't really matter. If you're a beginner and the question is too difficult for you, try to at least learn the vocabulary of the sentence. Try to bring home as much as you can, okay? But the level will be mixed, so there will be for sure questions for your level, okay? That's it. I think I explained pretty much everything. I'm gonna share my screen right now and we get started, my friends. I'm super excited to do this every Wednesday. It's amazing. Allora, domanda 1. Quando ero piccolo a giocare qui ogni estate? Opzione A, andava a giocare qui ogni estate. Opzione B, andrò a giocare qui ogni estate. Opzione C, sono andato a giocare qui ogni estate. Opzione D, andavo a giocare qui ogni estate. Quindi, what is this in English? When I was young, I would go playing here every summer. Ok? as we are talking about something that is repetitive or it's a habit in the past, we will use something called imperfetto, okay? Which one is the right imperfetto? Is not option A. Andava in Italian is he or she. Lui o lei andava. Io andavo, tu andavi, lui, lei andava. Noi andavamo, voi andavate, loro andavano. Okay? Don't come with option A. That's Spanish. Yo iba. This is Spanish. Yo iba. In Spanish, you normally have the first person singular ending in A. But that's Spanish. In Italian, the first person singular ends in O. Andavo, giocavo, sono, mangio. Okay, whatever is always ending in O. In Spanish, sometimes it ends in A. But that's Spanish, okay? Good! The right answer is D. Excellent choice for the majority of the chat. I see a lot of D in the chat. The reason is that we're using imperfetto because we are describing habits in the past. L'imperfetto si usa per descrivere abitudini nel passato. Quindi, the key here is ogni estate. For our beginner friends, what's the meaning of ogni? I say this because some of my beginner students, they mix up ogni with oggi. Oggi, O-G-G-I, oggi means today. Ogni means every. Ok? Quindi ogni estate, every summer, ogni giorno, every day. Va bene? Il dito più veloce, vediamo un po', il dito più veloce in chat è quello di Debbie al primo posto, e poi al secondo posto abbiamo Marianne, grande Marianne, e poi abbiamo Bonnie, poi abbiamo Mirek, Carlo, Susan, Paola, Austino, Diane, Ed, Michael, Cindy, Mary Schmidt, Lori Leto, Pamela e poi abbiamo questo nickname che non riconosco. I don't recognize this nickname. So, Ita, Andy, MDD, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how to read this, okay? But you can, puoi palesarti. You can tell me your full name and at least I know who is answering. And I'm sure some of my students are not able to use the live chat because you mentioned to me in the past, for me, it's impossible to help you because I'm here doing the live show. I don't know how to show you that. But normally, if you received my invitation via email, in the email that I sent you, normally 1 hour before this live show, you have the link to join this live show, right? Then, and this email, you will receive it if you are a student of Piazza Square or if I personally invite you to join, okay? Now, after you receive the link and you click in the link and then you see me, probably you are seeing this live show live and you are not able to use the live chat. Sometimes it's because you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel. This YouTube channel is a YouTube channel that I use only for students. It's not my main YouTube channel. I have another YouTube channel with 200,000 followers, but this one is a private YouTube channel that mostly contains unlisted videos that I only share with my students. And so you need to subscribe and then you should be able to use the live chat. Va bene? Va bene, dai. Allora, mani sulla tastiera. I type MST, mani sulla tastiera, perché questa cosa mi aiuta a non perdermi. I type this because this allows me to find where I am in the chat. Okay? And this means that we're going with the next one. Quindi, Katie, I didn't get an email, not in spam. I sent you the email, Katie. But anyway, doesn't really matter because you are part of the full immersion program. And so you also see the reminder here inside our school. You see here inside the school. I always post it anyway here. So don't miss today's Italian grammar live starting in 30 minutes. That's what I posted a few minutes ago. Oh, I can't seem to get this link to work, but it seems it worked because you are here, Katie. Okay, that's good. I also cannot get the link to work. Oh, so someone else also helped me with the link. All right, good. Thank you, Nina Ferrante. Grazie, Nina Ferrante, per aver condiviso il link. Non so se c'era qualche problema con il mio. Vediamo. Yeah. Somehow this link is wrong. Oh, that bad. I don't know what happened. Sorry. Ok, va bene. I need to focus on the live show. I cannot fix this now. Va bene. E allora, andiamo avanti con la prossima. 3, 2, 1, vai. Non posso rispondere al telefono perché la macchina. Ok? Opzione A. Non posso rispondere al telefono perché guidando la macchina. Opzione B. Non posso rispondere al telefono perché sto guidando la macchina. Opzione C. Non posso rispondere al telefono perché stavo guidando la macchina. Opzione D. Non posso rispondere al telefono perché guiderò la macchina. What does this mean in English? I can't answer the phone because I'm driving the car. How do you say I'm driving in Italian? This progressive tense in Italian is always formed by two words. The first one is sto, conjugated person by person. So io sto, tu stai, lui, lei sta, noi stiamo, voi state, loro stanno. That's the first part. Sto. In this case, is sto because I'm talking about me. So io sto. And then the second part will be the ing form in Italian. How do you form the ing form in Italian? You form it with something called gerundio, which is ando. Quindi io sto guidando, io sto mangiando, io sto bevendo l'acqua, io sto, non lo so, usando gli occhiali, io sto parlando al telefono, ok? Tu stai parlando al telefono. Quindi parlando, guidando, the ando part, the gerundio, the ing form is fixed. What you change is just the stare part. Io sto, tu stai, lui, lei sta. Ok? La risposta corretta è la B. Non posso rispondere al telefono perché sto guidando la macchina. Vediamo se c'è una spiegazione. Usiamo un presente progressivo, present progressive, ok? Per esprimere un'azione in corso proprio nel momento in cui si parla. To express an action that's happening in the exact moment when someone is speaking. Ok? Il dito più veloce nella nostra cara chat è quello di... Ah, era Lila, ok, ciao Lila, grandissima, ok. Ciao Lila, ciao, benvenuta. Debbie, al secondo posto abbiamo Marianna e poi abbiamo Mirek. Risponde bene Susan, Austino, Bonnie, Brian, Paola e poi abbiamo Lila, grandissima Lila, Mary, Ed, Katie, Patrick, Diane, Kent Mazia, Scott, Cindy, Michael e poi abbiamo Maria, grande Marilish, Maria che dice B, Jeff e Lori Leto. Bene amici, intanto noi siamo adesso arrivati a più di 50 persone. It's more than 50 of us in this live show. So I need to ask you a quick favor. Let me show you something. It's just a very quick favor. If you're watching this live show and you like it, if you're watching the live show and you like it and you see something like this, I ask you as a favor, if you can just close real quick the live chat, just close it real quick, okay? And then push the like button, this one. It opened the live chat again, okay? You are here, and now you just push this like button. Boom, okay? Help me with this one, it's absolutely free, and it's a good help for me. It helps the algorithm and those things, you know, right now the whole world is controlled by algorithms, so this helps. And then you can open the live chat again. So just go to live chat, boom, and you open it again. And you see our live chat, it's so many of us today. Okay, it's more than 50 students at this point. Fantastico. E noi torniamo sulla nostra mega diretta. Mani sulla tastiera, ragazzi, MST. Andiamo con la prossima tra 3, 2, 1, vai. Preposizioni semplici. Questa sera Luca va dormire presto. A, B, in, C, per, di. What does it mean in English? Tonight. Questa sera is tonight. Questa is this. And sera is evening. So this evening, if you want, in English would be more like tonight. But you can say this evening. Luca goes to sleep early. How do you say to in Italian? We use simple preposition a. What are... Ok, c'è qua una breve spiegazione. With movement verbs followed by infinitive, we use a plus infinitive. Ok? It's same as English. Go to sleep. Andare a dormire. Now, what are simple prepositions in Italian? They are di, a, da, in, con, su, per, tra, or fra. Simple prepositions don't always have a one-on-one translation into English. But if you force me to do it, I can try to translate them into English. Just remember, as a reminder, that they are not 100% same as English. Sometimes they just depend on the verb. And even if you would normally use a certain preposition, then you change the verb and suddenly you need to change the preposition. Ma in generale abbiamo di, which is of, a, which is to, and then di a, da, which is generally from, in, con, with, di a, da, in, con, su, which means on, per, which means for or through, okay, for normally, di a, da, in, con, su, per, and then we have tra or fra, which means in between. But also you use tra when you want to mention how much time divides you from now and the following action. For example, I'm gonna eat in 1 hour. I will eat in 1 hour. Mangerò tra un'ora. Okay, from now to the time when I will eat, there will be 1 hour. Ok, quindi io mangerò tra un'ora. This is a little bit a short summary of simple preposition. I thought it was nice to recap it a little bit for all of our friends. But now, ma ora è tempo della competizione. Now it's time for competition here. Vediamo un po' chi ha il dito più veloce. Il dito più veloce è quello di Mirek. E al secondo posto, signore e signori, abbiamo la grandissima Susan Singleton. Brava Susan. E poi abbiamo al terzo posto abbiamo Austino. Complimentoni Austino. E poi abbiamo la nostra cara Debbie, Marianna, Naeda, Ed, Anthony, ciao Anthony, Rosa, Diane Di Gennaro, Cindy, Carlos, e poi abbiamo Pamela, Jeff Frontera, Scott, Bonnie, Lori, Paola. Oh, I lost the live chat for a while, ok, but you made it back. Excellent. E poi abbiamo il nostro grande Kent. Kent, I'm wondering where in the world are you right now? Are you having a cruise somewhere or where are you traveling? Ok? Yeah. Allora, c'è un ottimo spunto che arriva da Mirek. Mirek dice, da is from, but with the persons is to. Yes, that's exactly what I meant before. They are not always translatable with only one solution in English, okay? For example, da is generally from, but if you are talking about going to a person's house, for example, to your grandparents' house, dirai, you can say, vado dai miei nonni. I go to my parents or to my grandparents' house. Vado dai miei nonni. Okay? Yes, that's true. Va bene. Mani sulla tastiera, cari amici. Andiamo avanti con la prossima e poi tra qualche secondo vi faccio vedere una nuova cosa. Vi faccio sentire la canzone, che tanti di voi hanno già sentito. Ma facciamo un'altra domanda e poi vediamo la canzone. Vai, 3, 2, 1, vai! Non fare il finto, so benissimo che hai capito tutto. A, non fare il finto sordo. B, non fare il finto tonto. C, non fare il finto cieco. D, non fare il finto muto. What does it mean in English? Don't act like you're a stupid person, or don't act like a stupid. I know super well that you understood everything. So benissimo che hai capito tutto. Sto benissimo, I know very well that you understood everything. Now, this is a fixed expression in Italian. How do you say don't act like a stupid? We have a fixed way to say that, which is finto something. Finto means fake. Okay? So the expression in Italian is fake stupid. Don't act like a fake stupid. Like, I know you're smart, so don't act like a stupid. You know, we say non fare il finto tonto. What's the meaning of tonto? Do you guys allow me to open Word and do a little bit of vocabulary for our friends? Whether you allow me or not, I will do it. All right. So, tonto is a synonym for stupido, which means stupid, of course. Okay. Then we have sordo, which is deaf. Is it correct? Deaf? My English speaker friends, Americans, help me. Deaf, right? I think that's how you write in English. And then we have cieco, which is blind. Blind? Oh my God, I'm forgetting English. Cieco in English, in inglese. Yeah, blind, correct. And then we have last one, muto, which is basically mute. Yeah. Muto in inglese. I'm checking also, double checking, that's the way you say it. Yeah, mute. Ok? Quindi, finto tonto, which is the example that we have, will be fake stupid. Okay? Carlos, this is for you. My friend Carlos Valdivia from Napa Valley. You see? Look. This vocabulary list is super useful for our beginner friends, but also for our intermediate friends. I know there is value for all of you guys. That's why I do this. Okay? Quindi, finto tonto, if you want to sound like a pro, you can say this in Italian. Non fare il finto tonto. Don't act like a fake stupid, you know. That's somehow the literal translation, something like that. Ok? Ora, vediamo un po' chi ha il dito più veloce. I'm not gonna save this. Anyway, it's saved here in the video. You can rewatch the video inside our platform because, you know, guys, all the students in our 4D immersive program, you guys have access to all the recordings. We do every single day, at least twice or 3 times a day, conversation classes, and you can rewatch all of them. Allora, il dito più veloce, vediamo un po' in chat. Who's the fastest? Mary al primo posto, secondo posto per Naeda e terzo posto per Marianna. Poi abbiamo Woody, Carlos, grande Carlo, top 5 of the fastest one for this one, man. You're good, huh? Rosa, Debbie, Anthony, Michael, Cindy Riva, abbiamo Lila, Lori Leto che sta lavorando, she's working but she's still fast enough. Poi abbiamo Susan e poi abbiamo Kent somewhere traveling in the world, Susan Singleton again, Anthony C, Mary yes, Brian yes, Jeff yes, Lori yes, Lila yes, Scott yes, grazie Carlo, prego Lori, Scott. Ok, don't play stupid, Mary, grande. E Rebecca Sack, ciao Rebecca, come stai? Allora, friends, let's do something real quick. 2 minutes. I want to show you my song. It's not a song that I did for fun. I mean, I had fun doing it, but this song is for our friends that join our group conversation classes. Okay, guys, just tell me real quick if you can hear the audio. I don't know if I'm sharing the audio from the video. Tell me if you hear something. Can you hear it or not? Riuscite a sentire la canzone oppure non sto condividendo l'audio? Mi dite, ragazzi, veloce. Can you tell me real quick if you can hear? No. I don't know how to share the audio. No sound. Okay, give me 1 second real quick. Let me check here. Audio, mic. Yeah, I don't know how I can share this. General settings, I don't know. All right, whatever, then I'm not gonna do this. Mic, no. Camera, I don't know how to share the audio. Anyway, regardless, I made a song for all the friends that are in our school. I can show you also where to find the song. So if you basically go into our school, you know, here we have discussion, you have live class calendar. In live class calendar is where you access our full calendar of all the classes that we do every single day. So for example, you see, we have later today, Francesco, he came back. So he was 1 month traveling. Now he's back and he will have conversation class later today at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and so on and so forth. So Thursday, tomorrow, there will be 3 classes. You see, there is 1 class at 12, 1 class at 5, 1 class at 7. Anyway, in this group, in this area, live class calendar, that's where you can open the full calendar. What you can do, you can also find the link to this song. What is the song about? The song is about the rules for successful conversation classes. Okay, how can I share? My God, this is a little bit annoying. Let's see if I can do it again. Share screen. Oh, I know how to do. Okay, share system. Boom! I found a solution. There you go. Okay, so I can play it. No, cantala. Carlos, no, non la canto. Ok, è molto divertente. Ho guardato nella comunità. Allora, let's do something. If this live show goes to, let's see how many likes do we have. Right now we are 50 people watching and we have only 38 likes. Let's go to 45 likes and I sing it. You see, we still have only, where is it? Hold on. Yeah, we have only 39 likes. We need 45 and I sing it for you. Oh my God. Allora, il link è questo qua, se la volete sentire, ma adesso la riproduco. I'm gonna reproduce it for all of you. It's only 2 minutes, guys, only 2 minutes.
Welcome to Piazza Square. Come in and take your seat. Italian group classes multiple times each day of the week. Before we start the lesson, there's one thing you should do. Please mute your microphone. Yes, we are talking to you. Mute, mute, mute till the teacher calls your name. You can repeat in silence and keep practicing the same. When you hear your name, unmute and proudly speak. Then mute your microphone again. Simple, clear and neat. We have 4 different levels. Choose the one that fits you best. Absolute beginner, intermediate and advanced. Ask your private teacher when you're not completely sure. They will help you find the level that will help you learn much more. You can visit other levels and quietly observe. Just tell the teacher at the start, so everyone gets the time they deserve. Watch the class recordings, listen, learn and explore. Italian immersion helps you understand a little more. Mute, mute, mute till the teacher calls your name. Respect your level, meet new friends, and join the game. Laugh, learn, make mistakes, we will help each other through. At Piazza Square Italian School, Italian grows with you. There'll be highs and lows, but no one learns alone. Together we stay motivated till Italian feels like home. And when the teacher calls you, unmute, speak, smile, and mute again.
Va bene, raga. Allora, very important. These are just some simple rules for a nice and successful group conversation class. The mute part, really easy. If all of us, because normally now our school is growing, guys. It's a lot of people in our school right now. It's how many? Let's see, at this point, it's 386 of us. You can see here, it's 386. Look at this, 386 members. And the reason why we are growing so much is that we offer so much, okay? Now, to enjoy the group conversation classes at the fullest, the most important part is that we mute ourselves and we let the teacher lead the class, all right? And then the teacher will call you out. So when the teacher calls you out, you just unmute yourself and now you speak, okay? When you are muted, it doesn't mean you need to shut up. Not at all. Actually, the reason why we ask everyone to mute themselves is that when the teacher is speaking, you can repeat and you will not disturb the class. You can just repeat, but you are unmuted so the teacher can continue with the rhythm. That's point one. Point two, as important as point one, is the part related to the levels. Okay, there you go.
Sure.
Allora, the part related to the levels works this way. You know, right now that we have 4 levels. We have absolute beginner classes, we have beginner classes, intermediate classes, and advanced classes. So we break the levels in 4. Absolute beginner, they are classes for students who are not able to introduce themselves. So students that are just starting, they are not able to talk about their family, they are not able to talk about, I don't know, their future plans. Okay, just absolute beginner. If you are at that level, it's amazing. Congratulations, because you took a leap. That's how you say in English, I guess, right? Like you were brave enough to start. Those classes, they are in English and they are designed to get you able to introduce yourself, for example, so you will learn the numbers, essere and avere, the articles, like the fundamentals. Then beginner level is for people that have been with me or in our program for at least 3 months, 2 months. So they are already able to introduce themselves, and the classes are maybe 50-50 English and Italian. Intermediate and advanced classes are supposed to be for the intermediate classes are supposed to be for the majority of the time in Italian. So the teacher will only speak Italian and sometimes translate a couple of things into English. An advanced class, I want it to be fully in Italian, okay? Now, if you're a beginner or if you're an absolute beginner and you want to join the intermediate class, let's say this example, you are welcome to do so. We allow you to do so because it's important that you have a preview of what you will be able to do, what you will be capable of in the next couple of months. But I ask you as a personal favor that you tell your teacher that you are a beginner. In the beginning of the class, you just say, hey, I'm Carlo, I'm a beginner, and I'm here because I want to observe. Please do so. At least you don't slow down the class for the intermediate students. And this happens also the other way around. If you are because it happens both ways. If you're an intermediate student and you want to join the beginner class, you are welcome to do so. And actually, it's very important that you do so because you can recap the fundamentals, which we all need a lot of repetition to learn a language. So if you're intermediate and you want to join beginner, do it. But please also let the group know that you are an intermediate student and you will observe. So you will not make the beginners feel overwhelmed. Sometimes it's challenging for people at the beginner level to have other ones in the room that are way more advanced. Okay, so if you're an intermediate and you want to watch a beginner class, do so, but try to give more room to speak to the beginners. Anyway, guys, I'm creating so many group classes every single day. Come on, look at this. I'm gonna show you now our latest schedule. By the way, I'm also making a new website and so on. And let me show you something real quick. So hold on 1 second only. I'm gonna show you something. You will see what's our schedule right now. I'm building a new website, which is this one. Look at this. Boom. These are all the classes that we offer right now. These are now in the Eastern time zone, okay? But you also have Central time zone, Mountain time zone, Pacific time zone, and so on. So it's so many every single day, so many opportunities to speak that just make sure that you join the ones that are a good fit for you. And also, if you have questions, that's why I give you a private professor. So you can always go back to your private professor and ask for instructions. Okay, we go back to our grammar, guys. All right, sorry, I took so much time explaining this and showing you the song, but I know that you guys also appreciate this sometimes, a little bit of instructions. Allora, vediamo un po' I commenti. Shouldn't it be in Italian? Yes, it should be in Italian, Patricia. I will also share some Italian songs in the next couple of weeks. You sound like Dear Martin, you singing, grande Marianna, Michael, fantastico, Susan, bravo. I'm singing a lot at home, grande Paola. You should go on The Voice, Austino, che bello, bello, favoloso. Your energy level is through the roof, grande Ed. Patrizia, no, e l'annuncio per gli studenti nuovi deve essere in inglese, yeah. I did it in English, so at least I make sure that the point gets across 100%. Meraviglioso, Diane, Mary, okay. People should know where the mute button is on the screen. Yes, it's rather easy. I mean, on Zoom, all our classes are on Zoom. On Zoom, there is just there are icons at the bottom. The first icon will be just the microphone icon. You just click on that and you will mute yourself. Ripetere, I saw the video and I love it. Grazie, Rebecca. Oh, Katie, most instructors start the lesson before the opportunity to say I'm going to observe. Okay, if that happens, like for example, the class already started because the teacher was so fast, or because you joined late, or whatever the case is, you can also just mention it in the chat. You don't necessarily need to say it out loud, right? You can just say in the chat, hi guys, I'm Carlo and I'm here to observe. Everyone is happy with that. People will welcome you. We try to welcome everyone. Va bene? Ok, torniamo alla nostra grammatica. Let's go back to our grammar. 3, 2, 1, vai! Quando sono arrivato in stazione, il treno già. Quindi, opzione A. Quando sono arrivato in stazione, il treno ha già partito. Opzione B. Quando sono arrivato in stazione, il treno è già partito. Opzione C. Quando sono arrivato in stazione, il treno aveva partito. Opzione D. Quando sono arrivato in stazione, il treno era già partito. English translation of this. When I arrived to the station, the train had already left. Okay? The complication of this question, this exercise, which is an exercise for at least students at A2, B1 level. Because we are talking about trapassato prossimo. This is the tense that we need here. It's called trapassato prossimo. And it's something that happens earlier than passato prossimo. So in the first part, Quando sono arrivato in stazione, this is passato prossimo. Io sono arrivato, tu sei arrivato, lui, lei è arrivato, noi siamo arrivati, voi siete arrivati, loro sono arrivati. This is passato prossimo. But now we are looking for an action that happened before the passato prossimo. So we use trapassato prossimo, ok? How do you form trapassato prossimo? Trapassato prossimo is tempo composto, is basically the imperfetto of the auxiliary verb plus past participle of the main verb. Ok? Quindi, se we are looking for the main verb in the missing part is partire, which means to leave. We need to form, remember that we need to form the train had already left. So, how do you say to leave? In Italian is partire. What is the participio passato or the past participle of partire? Is partito. Remember that normally, how do you form past participle? For verbs in are is generally ato, mangiare, mangiato. For verbs in ere is normally uto, for example, credere, to believe, creduto. For verbs in ire, like partire, is normally ito, partire, partito. This is past participle, which is one of the two components of a tempo composto or a compound tense. So, past participle is clear. Partito. Now we need the auxiliary verb, which can be either essere or avere. In this case, is essere, because partire, to leave, is movement. Okay? And there is no object. So, it's most likely essere, and it's essere. Nice. And now we need imperfetto of this auxiliary verb. What's the imperfetto? Io ero, tu eri, lui, lei era, noi eravamo, voi eravate, loro erano. In this case, we are talking about the train. So the train is he. In Italian, the train is he. We don't have it in Italian. It's either he or she. Quindi, il treno, he, era già partito. This is the solution of this one. Usiamo il trapassato prossimo perché è un'azione passata successa prima di un'altra azione passata. So we have an action in the past that happened before another action in the past. So think about this. The train left at 5 and you arrived to the station at 6. Quindi io sono arrivato in stazione alle 6, ma il treno era già partito alle 5. I arrived to the station at 6, but the train had left at 5. Okay? This was the full explanation. Tell me in the chat if you have questions, and I'm going through the chat to see who's the fastest. Il dito più veloce è quello di Mirek al primo posto, secondo posto per Pamela, secondo posto, terzo posto per Stesia, e poi abbiamo quarto posto per Scott, quinto posto per Woody, poi risponde bene Lori Leto, bene, poi risponde bene Austino, che dice trapassato e dice D, e risponde bene anche Michael, complimenti Michael, bene, Cindy, molto bene, risponde bene Lila, risponde bene Kent. Allora, guys, ripeto, let me do now an explanation in Italian, because I already explained it in English. I want to explain it again in Italian. So first of all, you listen to the same explanation, but now in Italian, and now you already have the background in English, so you can understand more of my Italian. And yeah, and I do this also for my intermediate students in the chat. For example, Marianna, hold on, it's not mi sbagliava, it's ho sbagliato, okay? Mi sbagliava, me equivocava, no sé, it's like a Spanish probably. Ho sbagliato. And Marianna, also for you, my dear friend Marianna, careful, because you said sì, hai detto tu C. La C è un trapassato prossimo, va bene, il tempo verbale è trapassato prossimo, quindi il tempo verbale utilizzato, il tempo verbale usato è corretto, ma attenzione all'ausiliare. L'ausiliare in questo caso non è avere, quindi non puoi dire aveva partito. L'ausiliare è essere, era partito, perché noi in italiano diciamo io sono partito, io ero partito. Ok? Quindi non ti preoccupare, Marianna, ho sbagliato molte volte oggi. Bene, però hai visto, hai già corretto almeno come dire ho sbagliato. Non è, Marianna, non è un errore raro, è un errore molto comune, perché il verbo ausiliare è sempre molto difficile da capire. In italiano non esiste una regola al 100%. There is no 100% rule in Italian to pick the right auxiliary verb. There are only guidelines, okay? A good guideline that I can give you, like a fast one that you can remember, if you don't have an object, okay, and you have movement, you generally, not always, but generally use essere. In all other cases, you generally use avere. That's it. So normally, if you just guess because you have no idea, try to guess with avere. You have much more probability to be right if you just guess with avere. But sometimes, like in this case, the auxiliary verb is essere. Ok? Va bene. Allora, dai, mani sulla tastiera, andiamo avanti con la prossima. 3, 2, 1 e vai! Qual è la frase con un errore? Opzione A, sono andata a casa tardi. Opzione B, ho mangiato una pizza buonissima. Opzione C, ieri pioveva molto. Opzione D, loro hanno usciti presto. Ok, cade proprio a pennello. Cade proprio a pennello. It means right in the perfect moment we have this example, because again, this is on auxiliary verbs. What I just explained 2 minutes ago on the choice of auxiliary verbs, on how to pick the right auxiliary verb, here you have one sentence that's wrong. Sentence A is I went home late. Sono andata a casa tardi. And that's correct. Sentence B is ho mangiato una pizza buonissima. I ate an amazing pizza. It's correct. Option C, ieri pioveva molto. Yesterday was raining a lot. And it's correct. Option D, loro hanno usciti presto. Wrong. Loro hanno usciti presto? No. Why? Uscire, it means to go out. Okay? Let's do this on Word so I make sure that my explanation goes through. Uscire means to go out. Okay? There is no direct object. It's not, there is no direct object. It means it's not like I go out pizza or I go out my friends. No, it's I go out with my friends. So you need a preposition. That means there is no direct object in this sentence. If you have a preposition, it means that it is not direct. The preposition makes it all indirect. Okay? First thing. Second thing, to go out, there is movement. So be careful. There is no direct object. There is movement. So high probability of using essere as auxiliary verb. It doesn't mean 100% of the time you will use essere, because unfortunately, I repeat it again, in Italian, there is no rule that applies in 100% of cases when it comes to auxiliary verbs. It's more like a guideline, okay? But you generally have a high probability of using essere if there is a movement and there is no object, like in this case. Loro sono usciti presto. That would be the right answer, ok? Il verbo uscire al passato prossimo usa l'ausiliare essere, quindi la forma corretta è sono usciti. Le altre frasi sono grammaticalmente corrette. The verb to go out in the past uses auxiliary verb to be. So the correct form would be sono usciti. All the other sentences, so A, B, C, are correct. The only wrong one is option D. Va bene? Allora, dito più veloce, vediamo un po' chi ha il dito più veloce in chat. Oh my god, let's see, Mirek al primo posto, secondo posto per Stesia, terzo posto per Naeda, e poi abbiamo Ed, complimenti, poi abbiamo Patrick, poi abbiamo Austino, poi abbiamo Mary, poi abbiamo Marianna, Laurona, grande Laura, quanto tempo! Diane Di Gennaro, Carlos, Bonnie, Woody, Debbie, Brian, grande Brian, poi abbiamo Cindy, Scott, Susan, bene bene, Katie molto bene, Kent, Patricia, Paola, Lori Leto, complimenti ragazzi. Mani sulla tastiera, hands on the keyboard. Andiamo avanti con la prossima. 3, 2, 1, vai. Pensavo che Mario con noi, invece è rimasto a casa. A, venga, B, verrebbe, C, venisse, D, veniva. What does it mean in English? I thought Mario would come with us. Instead, he stayed home. Okay? How do you solve this one? Let me give you a couple of seconds. I shut up a little bit so you can focus. Allora, how do you solve this one? Let's open a Word file again, and I make sure you guys follow my thinking a little bit. Allora, if you have, I put it here in written so it's 100% clear for everyone. Verbs like pensare, credere, ritenere, okay, and so on. So to think, to believe, ritenere is also like believe, it's like a synonym of believe. Introduce personal opinions, okay? They are not facts. They introduce the need for a oh my god, I don't know how to write this in English, for a congiuntivo in Italian. So there will be oh my god, oh my god, let me, hold on. Congiuntivo in inglese. I wanna look bad that I don't know how to write in English. Okay, sometimes I forget. So subjunctive, that's the way you write it. Okay, whatever. All right. Subjunctive. Yes, thank you, Bonnie. Thank you, Patricia, my American friends. Thanks God I teach Italian and not English, you know? Thanks God. Because oh my God. You know, guys, as a curiosity, if you care at all about me, I learned English. I'm 32 now. I'm 32. And I learned English when I was 25. So I literally, or when I was 24, maybe. Yeah, I literally learned English like 8 years ago. Like I haven't been speaking English for a long time. It's been only like 8 or 9 years, something like that, like less than 10 years. Of course, I did a little bit of English at school, but it's not the same. Like at school in Italy, we don't really care about foreign languages that much. Like probably the average level in Italy of like the average level of understanding foreign languages and so on is pretty low. It's not that we are really good at other languages. We only speak Italian. That's why if you buy a house in Italy, or you want to talk to Italians, or maybe you have family in Italy, you need Italian, because we're really bad at foreign languages. But why? Because we get everything in Italian. We get TV in Italian, movies in Italian, journals in Italian, everything is in Italian. So I personally focused on learning English when I was like 24, because I was doing Master of Science in Engineering in English. So I needed for that, I need to enter my Master of Science in Engineering. I needed an English language certification. And spoiler, I stopped doing everything and I just studied English for 6 months to get the certification. And to pass that certification, it was like a fake certificate. It was like not even a high level one like TOEFL or IELTS. It was just like a second level certification. You needed like 700 points out of 1,000, something like that. And guys, believe it or not, I passed it like with 720. Like I passed the certification with the bare minimum. That means that 8 years ago when I learned English, I was really bad at speaking English, you know? So what do I want to say with this? I don't know. I was just chatting a little bit. No, I just say that it's possible. If I learned English 8 years ago and then I just worked my whole life in English, like I never worked in Italian. Literally, like when I was working as an engineer, I worked around the globe in Switzerland for 4 years. Then I was in Texas, in the US for 3 years. And that was already like 7 years. Then I was last year in China. And I just worked in English my whole life. And before starting to work in English, I didn't speak any English at all. Like my whole life, I only spoke Italian. So it's possible, guys. You don't need that long to learn a language. And in the meantime, in these 8 years, I learned Spanish as well as a native speaker. Like I speak Spanish at the same level that I speak Italian right now. And also I speak German decently and a little bit of Chinese. Chinese is still like a beginner level. I wouldn't say I'm good at Chinese, but I can understand like what the conversation is about in Chinese. All right, good. That said, abbiamo bisogno qua di un congiuntivo called subjunctive. As the main verb is pensavo, which is at the imperfetto, the subjunctive will also be at the imperfetto. Okay? So, venisse, this is congiuntivo imperfetto. It's not venga, because venga, option A, is still subjunctive, so the mode, il modo è corretto, ma venga è congiuntivo presente, is subjunctive in the present tense. Here we need subjunctive is in the imperfetto tense. Why? Because the main verb is pensavo, is not penso. Ok? Quindi questa è la soluzione e il dito più veloce è quello di Stesia al primo posto, secondo posto per Mirek, terzo posto per Bonnie e poi abbiamo la grande Marianna e poi abbiamo Michel, ciao Michel, Horowitz, grande, ottimo, welcome to the live show, so happy you joined. E poi abbiamo Patrizia che dice subjunctive and so on. Guys, sorry, a lot of you said C. This is a lot of you said B. This is a mistake. You cannot use condizionale here. This is a case of subjunctive. Okay? Pensavo che Mario verrebbe con noi is wrong. And spoiler, many people in the streets, they say this also in Italy, but it's wrong. Because you have pensavo, the explanation is pretty clear. You have pensavo, so you need to use subjunctive. Okay? Esatto, verrebbe è condizionale, non va bene in questo caso. Yeah. Pensare richiede il congiuntivo pensavo l'imperfetto e richiede il congiuntivo imperfetto, quindi venisse excellent explanation, Mirek, excellent explanation. is saying basically what I said before. Pensare, to think, introduce the need for subjunctive. Pensavo is the imperfecto of to think, is I thought. And so we need subjunctive in the imperfecto. Imperfetto, a reminder for everyone, is a past tense. Ok? Quindi venisse. How many weeks or months did you start saying sentences? You mean me in English? Carlos, you know those 6 months? I feel so ashamed saying this. Those 6 months where I just stopped everything and just studied English for 6 months. The way I studied English, you know how I did? I just downloaded a pirate version of Game of Thrones, a TV series, you know, from HBO. I just watched Game of Thrones. But I was really a nerd of the language. Like, I would watch one episode of Game of Thrones and I would just put it on pause, every single sentence. Like, it was so boring to watch Game of Thrones, because to watch one episode, I needed like 5 days. I would pause every single sentence that they would say and just translate it all. And until I fully understood every single word of the sentence, I wouldn't continue to the next sentence. So literally, in the beginning, it took me 5 days, 8 hours per day to watch only one hour episode of Game of Thrones. You know, that's how I started. And then I started to see, now I need 4 days. Now I need 3 days for one episode. Now I need 2 days for an episode. Now I need 1 day for one episode. Now I need only 5 hours for one episode. And so on and so forth. At the end of the whole TV series of Game of Thrones, I was able to not pause anything. Just watch one episode. Of course, I wouldn't understand 100%. I would still understand maybe 60 or 70%. But at the very end, like the very last volumes of the series, seasons, the last season, I was able to just watch the episode without using the pause button. I don't recommend this approach. I don't recommend because it's extremely boring. I don't recommend. What I do recommend is immersion. Immersion is what I use then in the future to learn Spanish and to learn German. And immersion is much more effective because, first of all, it's not boring. You are in a room with other students at your level. You can get to know others. They share the same passion. And this will create a lot of accountability. Because then you will show up to classes, even if you feel tired and you don't want to show up. Why? Because you know you will meet the same friends. Okay? And it's like we hold each other accountable. And that's also why I give you a private professor. Because the private professor is also making sure that you have an appointment in your calendar next week. You know, at least you know you better do something because you're going to meet Francesco, or you're going to meet Gabriele, or you're going to meet Luca, you're going to meet Giorgio, Tecla, Sara, Viviana, Silvia, and so on. Like we have now, at this point, we have a lot of teachers. We have more than 20 full-time teachers in the school. But you know you will meet your professor next week, and so you better do something. All right? So it's all about being accountable, showing up, and having fun. These are, for me, the 3 key components to learn a language. How do I make sure that you are accountable? I give you a private professor. How do I make sure that you have fun? I make it all fun, and I give you a lot of conversation classes so that you actually speak. And how do I make sure? What was the other one? Fun, accountability, and I forgot. Whatever. I'm tired. Okay? I think you got the point. Va bene. Un giorno spero di parlare l'italiano bene quanto tu parli l'inglese. Grazie, Bonnie. È molto divertente. Perché tu hai usato la parola would? I use would because in English you probably say would here, right? Yeah, and I know I tricked you. But guys, remember also that in English you don't have subjunctive. All right? So in English we need to use something else because you don't have something called subjunctive. You don't have a subjunctive mode like in Italian. All right, so that's also why for the immersive system and in our school, we teach you to think in Italian. We don't want you, we train you from thinking in English and translating in your head. We train you through conversation every day to just speak Italian and think in Italian. We want you to forget about the English structure, because the English structure doesn't fully represent the Italian one. Okay? Grazie Carlo. What did you think of the ending of Game of Thrones? Non mi ricordo, in realtà it was so many years ago, it was really like 7-8 years ago. I think I loved it all. It was a lot of disappointment, because they would always make you fall in love with a character and then it would just die, but I loved it overall. Devo andare via. Ciao Paola. Ciao Lori. The recorded classes are great to review on your own at your own pace. Ciao. Grande Carlos. Yes, that's exactly why we do this. And let's make sure we do the reminder once again to all the students that are part of my pool program. You see, these are all the next appointments. You will meet Francesco later today at 7 p.m. All beginners are invited to join this room. It will be a class where Francesco will talk about the restaurant, and there will be a grammar focus on direct pronouns. Then tomorrow there is Tecla at 12 for the intermediate students. Then we have Giorgio for the beginner ones at 5. And we have Nicoletta at 7 p.m. Eastern time for the absolute beginners. Guys, I'm super excited about this class. For all the absolute beginner friends, this class will be about Naples. So you learn about the city of Naples, and you learn also the definite articles with Nicoletta, one of our excellent teachers. How do these classes work? You just join Zoom, you click on this button and you join the Zoom class. You have real professor connecting with you. We don't do AI, we don't do chatbot. You have a real professor from Italy connecting with you. You don't need to register, so we give you full flexibility. Even last minute, you can just decide to join the class. Even if you are late and you haven't registered, you don't need that. And then after the class, if you want to rewatch it, or if there was a topic that you really liked and you missed it, then you just go here to recorded lessons. And if my internet allows, yeah, there you go. You can watch all the recordings, okay? Somehow there is an amazing, a huge zoom. I don't know what I did with the visualization here. Oh, there you go. But you see all the recordings here broken down by level. So if you want to rewatch the absolute beginner classes, the beginner ones, the intermediate ones, you can just rewatch everything. Va bene? Amici, it was a great pleasure meeting you today, as every Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me. It was exciting today. It was more than 55 students watching me live. I do this with a lot of passion. So thank you so much for making this possible and for trusting me. I will always do my best to accommodate all the requests from the students and so on. But now we are growing so much. So also keep in mind that Giorgio right now is the team lead of the professors. And I'm trying to delegate a lot of things to Giorgio because I just cannot keep up anymore with the quantity, with the amount of work. So if you have simple questions or something related to classes and so on, you can also just go to Giorgio, either through the chat, inside the community and so on, and at least you will reduce a little bit my workload. Va bene? That said, I love you all and I hug you, all of you. Vi mando un abbraccio virtuale e noi ci vediamo mercoledì prossimo. Un salutone a Mary Schmidt. Ciao Mary, ciao Michael, ciao Cindy, ciao Katie, ciao Bonnie, ciao Mirek, ciao Pamela, Carlo, you are amazing, thank you Pamela, ciao Brian, ciao Jeff, ciao, buona giornata, ciao Diane, ciao Marianna, ciao Stino, è stato molto utile, grazie, prego Stino, un piacere, ciao Stesia, ciao a tutti ragazzi, vi mando un bacio e un abbraccio, ciao Michelle, ciao Michelle Horowitz, a presto, ciao.